The floating kingdom of Aetheria glows with brilliant, pulsing light crystals. Kai walks through the crowded market, ignored by the citizens. He touches a crystal, but it remains dull and lifeless. A passerby sneers, calling him the empty as he passes. Kai lowers his head, hiding his face in his worn hood. Suddenly, the sky turns a violent, bruised shade of purple. A blazing star streaks across the horizon, trailing fire. It crashes into the forbidden forest with a deafening roar. The impact shakes the floating islands of the kingdom. Kai runs toward the forest, driven by an inexplicable urge. He pushes through thick, tangled vines and glowing ferns. The air grows cold, smelling of ozone and ancient dust. He finds a crater filled with shimmering, golden debris. In the center lies a girl with eyes like starlight. Luna gasps, her hand reaching out toward the sky. Kai kneels beside her, his heart pounding in his chest. She whispers that she is the last guardian of light. Kai lifts her carefully, shielding her from the biting wind. They hurry back to his small, hidden shelter near the edge. Outside, the sky begins to flicker and lose its luster. The great crystals of Aetheria dim, casting long, dark shadows. Luna watches the horizon with growing, visible concern. Shadowy, clawed monsters emerge from the cracks in the air. They move with unnatural speed, hunting for the light. The creatures swarm toward the city, their forms shifting constantly. Panic erupts in the streets as the shadows descend. Kai watches from his window, his hands trembling slightly. A shadow beast crashes through his door, snarling hungrily. Luna screams as the creature lunges toward her throat. Kai throws himself in front of her without thinking. He raises his hands to block the creature's strike. A blinding, golden light erupts from his very core. The shadow beast shrieks as it dissolves into nothingness. The room is filled with a swirling, primal energy. Luna stares at Kai, her eyes wide with disbelief. Kai looks at his hands, which hum with newfound power. The energy ripples outward, cleansing the surrounding area. He realizes he was never empty, only waiting to awaken. The city guards arrive, their weapons drawn and glowing. They see the remnants of the shadow and Kai's light. Fear crosses their faces as they recognize the ancient power. Kai knows he cannot stay in this place anymore. He grabs Luna's hand, feeling a surge of connection. They sprint out the back, disappearing into the dark woods. The guards pursue them, their light lances cutting the air. Kai and Luna jump across a bridge of floating stone. The forest canopy hides them from the searching eyes. They catch their breath in the silence of the trees. Luna explains that his power is the key to balance. Kai looks back at the city, now a distant speck. He feels the weight of his destiny settling upon him. The shadows are regrouping, sensing his presence in the wild. He must learn to control the fire within his soul. Luna promises to guide him through the coming darkness. They walk deeper into the uncharted, dangerous wilderness. The sky above them continues to crack and fracture. Aetheria's fate now rests on his untrained, powerful shoulders. He is the vessel for a power long forgotten. The journey ahead will be perilous and full of trials. Kai steps forward, ready to protect their crumbling world. Kai stands amidst the smoking ruins of the city, his hands glowing with strange, pulsing energy. Luna watches him, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and newfound hope. The light guard descends from the sky, their crystalline armor gleaming with cold, judgmental light. The captain points a glowing spear directly at Kai's chest, branding him a dangerous anomaly. Kai looks at Luna, signaling her to run toward the dense, dark forest edge. They sprint through the undergrowth, leaving the familiar floating islands behind them forever. The light guard pursues, their movements precise and relentless, like clockwork machines. Kai and Luna reach the edge of the wildlands, where the sky turns violet. They navigate treacherous terrain, avoiding the gaze of the patrolling skyships above. Days pass in silence as they trek toward the legendary Temple of the Void. The landscape shifts from vibrant light crystals to jagged obsidian rock formations. Luna stops, pointing toward a massive, crumbling structure carved into a floating mountain. They climb the steep, ancient stairs, their breath hitching in the thin, cold air. Inside the temple, shadows dance across the walls, whispering secrets of a forgotten era. A figure emerges from the darkness, draped in robes of shifting, midnight silk. The Dark King stands before them, his presence neither malevolent nor purely benevolent. He gestures to the walls, which display the history of Aetheria's fractured origins. Kai watches as the images reveal the truth about the light and shadow conflict. The Dark King speaks, his voice echoing like grinding stones in a deep cavern. He explains that Kai is the bridge, the only one capable of holding both forces. Kai feels the weight of this revelation, his heart pounding against his ribs. The Light Guard breaches the temple entrance, their weapons humming with destructive power. The Dark King summons shadows to defend the sanctuary, clashing with the light energy. Chaos erupts as the two forces collide, threatening to tear the temple apart. Kai stands in the center, feeling the pull of both light and dark energies. He realizes that choosing one side will only lead to the world's total destruction. Kai closes his eyes, reaching out to grasp the opposing forces with his mind. He pulls the light toward him, feeling its warmth and rigid, structured intensity. He pulls the shadow toward him, feeling its cold, fluid, and chaotic depth. The two energies swirl around his body, forming a vortex of shimmering, gray light. The Light Guard freezes, their weapons losing their charge as the balance shifts. The Dark King watches in awe as the binary conflict begins to dissolve. Kai merges the forces, creating a new, harmonious energy that fills the room. The sky outside stabilizes, the violet hue softening into a peaceful, balanced twilight. The temple stops shaking, the ancient stones settling into a profound, heavy silence. Kai opens his eyes, which now glow with a soft, dual-toned radiance. The Light Guard lowers their weapons, confused by the sudden cessation of hostilities. Luna steps forward, her form flickering as she begins to transform into spirit. She becomes a permanent guide, a spectral presence tethered to Kai's own soul. The Dark King bows his head, acknowledging the birth of a new era. Kai walks out of the temple, his footsteps leaving glowing imprints on the stone. He looks up at the floating islands, now connected by bridges of gray light. The people of Aetheria emerge from their homes, witnessing the sky's transformation. Kai raises his hands, projecting a message of unity to the entire kingdom. The fear in the air dissipates, replaced by a sense of collective wonder. He teaches them that survival requires embracing both the light and the shadow. The binary war is over, replaced by a fragile but promising new peace. Kai stands as the guardian of balance, ready for the journey that lies ahead. He takes a deep breath, feeling the pulse of the world beneath his feet. The air feels lighter, charged with a new, harmonious frequency of existence. Luna drifts beside him, a soft, ethereal glow illuminating her translucent features. The Dark King fades into the shadows, his purpose finally fulfilled at last. Kai looks at his palms, no longer empty, but filled with infinite potential. The floating islands drift closer together, forming a unified, singular landmass. A gentle breeze carries the scent of starlight and ancient, forgotten earth. The citizens look up, seeing the stars and sun sharing the same sky. Kai smiles, knowing the hardest part of the journey is finally behind him. He turns toward the horizon, where the future remains unwritten and bright. The balance is restored, held firmly within his own beating, human heart. The camera pulls back, revealing the entire kingdom bathed in a soft, balanced light.